In the previous podcast, we explored tree preservation strategies and how arborists work to extend the life of existing trees. Today, we're going to shift back to the beginning of the tree life cycle, tree selection. Because one of the most important decisions in arboriculture happens before a tree is ever planted, choosing the right tree. Tree selection has long-term consequences. A well-chosen tree can thrive for decades with minimal intervention. A poorly chosen tree can struggle, create conflicts, and require constant maintenance. So today we're going to focus on how arborists make informed decisions when selecting trees for urban environments. Let's start with the most important principle: right tree, right place. This concept is fundamental in both arboriculture and urban forestry. It means selecting a tree species that is well suited to the specific conditions of the planting site. To do this, arborists evaluate several factors. First, site conditions. This includes available space both above and below ground. Some trees grow large and require significant canopy and root space. Others are more compact and suitable for restricted areas. Soil conditions are also critical. Is the soil compacted? Is drainage adequate? What is the soil pH? These factors influence which species will perform well. Next, consider environmental conditions. Sunlight availability, temperature extremes, and exposure to wind all affect tree performance. Urban environments often create challenging conditions, including reflected heat from pavement and buildings. Species must be able to tolerate these stresses. Now let's talk about infrastructure conflicts. Trees must coexist with roads, sidewalks, utilities, and buildings. Large trees planted in small spaces may damage sidewalks or interfere with overhead lines. Selecting species with appropriate growth habits helps reduce these conflicts. Another important factor is species diversity. As we discussed earlier, urban forests should avoid over-reliance on a single species. Selecting a variety of species helps reduce the risk of widespread loss due to pests or diseases. Now let's shift to nursery stock. Once a species is selected, the next step is choosing a high-quality tree. Not all nursery trees are the same. Tree quality at the time of planting has a significant impact on long-term success. There are several types of nursery stock. Container-grown trees are grown in pots. Balled-and-Burlapped trees are grown in the ground and then harvested with a soil ball wrapped in burlap. Bare-root trees are harvested without soil around the roots. Each type has advantages and considerations. Now let's focus on quality. One of the most important things to look for is root structure. Roots should be well distributed and not circling within the container. Circling roots can lead to long-term structural problems. The root flares should be visible. If it is buried, the tree may have been planted too deeply in the nursery. Trunk structure is also important. The tree should have a single dominant leader, unless the species naturally has multiple stems. Branches should be well spaced. Avoid trees with large wounds, cracks, or signs of stress. Another consideration is tree size. Larger trees may seem more appealing, but they often experience more transplant stress. Smaller trees typically establish faster and may outperform larger trees over time. Now let's connect this to long-term outcomes. Tree selection and nursery stock quality influence everything that follows. A well-selected and properly grown tree requires less maintenance, experiences fewer problems, and provides greater long-term benefits. For the ISA Urban Forest Professional exam, focus on the principles of tree selection. You should understand the concept of right tree, right place, the importance of site conditions, how species selection affects long-term performance, and how to evaluate nursery stock quality. Questions may involve identifying appropriate species or recognizing poor quality planting material. Tree selection is where arboriculture begins. It sets the stage for everything that follows. Choosing the right tree and choosing a healthy tree are two of the most important decisions an arborist can make. In the next podcast, we'll continue with planting success by looking at transplanting and how trees are moved and established in new environments. You've been listening to the Arborist-podcast. Our goal is to grow our collective knowledge, one domain at a time. If you enjoyed the podcast, please like, share, and subscribe to help us keep this momentum. Until next time, let's keep growing this community together.